Let's see. This morning we're a little scattered. Make sure we've actually hit go. All right. Let's start a thing, shall we? There we go. Morning. Let's see. Hey, Tibor. Daniel Albero. Hey, Animotion. Wow. Craig. We're in D. Dorian. I'm going to practice today. Saturday stream, since it's 5 a.m., it conflicts with synchrotron. And last Saturday we did a Jam Tabba thing, so it has been suggested that we try it again in D Dorian. So I'm just trying to practice here. I was also scrambling at the last minute. I was trying to add 3 more synths into the mix here, and I only sort of accomplished that halfway. But hey, Large Father, it is Wednesday, and it's, what is it, day 15? Yeah, day 15. We're basically one day away from more than halfway through. All right. The dog, he woke up at like 4:15. Because I was talking to my wife, who was we were both up at 4:15, because I usually get up at 4:30 to do this. And he heard us talking, so he assumed, oh, it must be time to get up and have breakfast and all that stuff. So I hear him puttering around doing dog things, right? Being happy, because all dogs are pure joy, right? Generally in the morning. And he's like, ooh, it's another day, yeah! And he's doing his little dance, and he does this thing where he scoots along the floor and rubs his face and like sort of runs in place. And I'm just like, you're going to be so sad, because I'm going to take you outside into the 13-degree weather, let you go to the bathroom, and then give you a cookie and turn all the lights off and say, go back to bed, which is what I've done. So we may hear him scratching at the door. Let's see. So, see where it goes. Bubba's fine. That's fine, Andy. You keep working. Nice to see you. Andy, I'm practicing in D Dorian. We'll see where it goes. All right. Let's see. Let's change this pad, this pluck. Yeah, I think that works better. And we'll drop this drone down. Sudo reboot, tracker jack, biscuit. Siri's talking to me. So this is preparation for this practice. I'm going to drone with Andy on Saturday. So I'm trying to do something that's D, D, D. Just let's stay on D. And be a drone that I can noodle around in. Right, he's going to noodle on his guitar, and I'm going to noodle on this. And I want something that's soft but cuts through. So I like this sine sort of lead. And sine triangle, almost a saw. And Aftertouch will bring in an LFO to sort of give it some motion. Wednesday. All right. Do the roll call real quick. Who else has showed up? Sudo reboot. Daniel. Tracker Jack. Steve. Hey, Steve. Matthias Kruger. Hey. Are you new? Great name. Matthias? I assume that's Kruger. Great name. I arbitrarily put umlauts in my name, so when inevitably every Friday, my coworkers and I at lunch all get together online and play various online games for an hour. And, you type in your name. And when I'm feeling silly, I always stick an umlaut in Luke. I know it's not appropriate, but still. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. But it's fun to be able to It's fun just to, stick random umlauts in places because umlauts are cool. Jeff is driving to work. That's fine. Watching from Zurich. Nice. Yeah, Luke. Nice tracker jack. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the sort of joke I'm talking about. Yeah, all right, great. Our father's got them everywhere. All right, so I am a little short on time today. Again, I have a bunch of things to do at work, but I've also got an exciting medical procedure this morning. Very minor, extremely minor medical procedure. Like, for some reason, the demographic of the people who come to my streams and the general synth community in which I inhabit, at least, we're all on the middle-aged to older side, and we're all at a point where our bodies are breaking, and so people are constantly having various medical things going on. I have a minor one this morning and don't worry, it's not gross, I'm not going to overshare, but my body will not my body doesn't process iron very well. It stores too much of it. And bad things happen if you get too much iron stored in your body. So every few weeks I have to go to a phlebotomy clinic, and the vampires there take out a unit of blood and throw it away. And that makes my body say, let's make some new red blood cells because we are low on them. And it pulls the iron out of my liver and various places where it's being stored to make those new blood cells. And that brings my iron level down. So it's just something that I have to do periodically. It's a genetic disorder that isn't terrible. It's just inconvenient. So I count myself lucky. But that has to happen in 2 hours or so, 2 hours and 45 minutes. So I won't be streaming for 2 hours here because I'll need to shower, shave, and go get leeches put on me. Always fun. And then go to work. Large father is 31 and he's crying. Please. Youth is wasted on the young. Jeff needs that blood. I know, Jeff. I said that in the Discord, right? I was like, we should, I'll trade you. My wife's also anemic too. So I'm like, can we just, rather than throw it away, can we just give it to my wife, if it matches? And they're like, no. They have to, and I have to watch them throw it away too, so that there's no legal chance that they're using it for some horrible experiment. There's little Luke mutants running around the basement of the hospital. So I have a lot of pads here today. Pads, and I'm just trying to select sounds that were modulating in interesting ways. Anna's 21, only now able to drink. I have no clue how old Anna actually is. I suspect, due to wisdom, she may be more than 21. Craig identifies as a 33-year-old. All right. Nana's been 21 for 20 years now. Yeah, exactly. I'm much the same. So to reboot, you feel older than you are? Okay. What did we say a few streams ago? It's like, it's all relative, right? To a cabbage, we are ancient, but to a mountain, we have only just begun. I'm sorry. It's one of my favorite movie quotes. Yes, Andy. If we follow the local mythology, the mythology of the local synthesizer circle community, Anna is not. She has to say at least 21 because there's a rumor she was harassing people in a bar in an entertaining way, which I'm sure is completely false, but it's still an entertaining story. Put a little progression here. We're going to add layers to the cake here. And then we have this little lead. Nothing biting, nothing pushing through the mix, just layers. Hey, Freddie. We're just droning today. I have connected three old synths to try and give myself some range for more palettes, but I was scrambling towards the end because 5 o'clock was rolling around and I had to get going. So they're not really wired in correctly. I'll get to them in a minute. Hey, good morning, River. I am indeed Dronian. Alright. So I'm going to do what I refer to as birds. And birds is this kind of high lead, just doing little like this. Just little textural accents. And I'm just going to do a whole bunch of them for about 20 measures and then let them loop. I think we're okay. When you do this kind of thing, if you got record quantize on, or quantize at the 16ths, it'll mangle it when you're done recording. This is a case where you definitely don't want quantize on. Just like laying trills and so it's like space noises, but also a little organic, like birds or things hopping around. There we go. Just texture, right? Davey and Jay Silence. Hello. Good morning, good morning. Should I just pony up the $1,000 for a push? Large Father asks. Well, I mean, if you have the liquid assets. Yes. I mean, it's really nice. It's it's like buying a sports car, right? It's totally a luxury, but it's nice. If you have $350, you can get a Launchpad Pro Mark III, and that is just as playable. Doesn't have the MPE stuff. Doesn't have as many controls, but that works, and it's more portable. So, you can ease yourself in, go that way. Or a Launchpad X if you're definitely in the DAW, but I think you're kind of DAW-less, if I remember correctly. So Launchpad X won't work for you. That requires a computer. But the Mark III is completely self-contained, has a nice sequencer. I like the push, but I don't move it around. The marketing of like it being portable and standalone is doable, but like it's not convenient. It's definitely not a move it around the house, take it outside. People do that, but it's not convenient. It's heavy, right? And it's pretty big. If you're playing out a lot and you have roadies, sure, you pack it up in a Pelican case and take it somewhere and it works. I did that for years with Push 2. I had a Push 2 that I had a Pelican case that I had, hand carved the foam so my interface fit in it, my audio interface. All my cabling was on the bottom layer. Then the Push 2 sat on top of it with a deck saver on it. And then there was another layer of foam, and then my laptop went there. And that was a one-box travel rig that I used for like 10 years. It worked great. But it wasn't, because I was playing, it's pre-pandemic. And so I was playing out a lot. And going to a lot of open mics, and my friends would organize events. So it's doable, but it's just, it's not a throw it in your bag kind of thing. It requires a certain amount of prep. But as controllers go, especially if you use Ableton, it's just the best controller. Hey, Jay Silence, you got a cold? Yeah, I'm still fighting this dumb one. Birds. Nice. I was wondering if anyone would use the... So if you come in via YouTube, well, everybody's here via YouTube. So we have two mechanisms for getting into the Discord server for Synth Seeker. One is you pay $1 a month to Patreon. The other one is you pay $1 a month to YouTube as a membership. You get access to the Discord, which is fine. I'm not pitching it. Only do that if you really want to, because it's basically a room full of middle-aged and older, primarily men, fairly crotchety. Not toxic, though. It's a good community. Talking about their physical problems and synthesizers, right? So, but if you come in via YouTube, there are 3 custom emoji you can use, and Freddie found the raccoon one, which was like a total whim, but it's nice to see. Thank you, Freddie. Hey, Toroid Labs. There's another coworker. Hey, bud. Why are you up? So, if you want drone that's a little on the, I'm gonna say, not unnerving, but it's not a feel-good thing. Go check out Toroid Labs. He does a virtual modular VCV system where he sets up basically a whole bunch of feedback loops that are right on the verge of collapsing, and then he plays a wind instrument into it, and it's unsettling, not unnerving. It is somewhat unsettling. It's cool. Yeah, crazy wabbit. Just toss the push in your backpack. It'll be fine. No. Hey, Mr. Chandler. We are droning today. That's why it's not super animated. I'm practicing for Saturday with Andy. I'm going to try and drone with him on Saturday. So the Saturday morning show will be the both of us. At least for a little bit. He does this really long stream on Saturdays, like 3 hours, 2 or 3 hours. I'll contribute to something under an hour there. Yeah, Trash Panda. Let's see. In my case, if I've missed anyone else as you've popped in, there's James. Hey, James. Sidejacks. So I was saying that I was trying to fit some more synths in here, and I have. Let's see. One more little sort of animated, slowly moving pad here. Try and drone, I sometimes get too excited and I'll play too much. And so what I'm doing here is while I'm recording some of these clips so they repeat, but I'm just leaving a bunch of blank space at the end of the clip to sort of give them air. So like that clip is 27 bars long and there's 6 bars of empty space at the end of it. So you can hear it. Got this low drone coming on. This is going to hold for a little while. And then it'll drop. And then we'll play a higher part again. And this is a little more energetic. Almost a melody. Let go. Put a little drone in. And then nothing. 7 bars of nothing. Right? And because it's 27 bars long, that little phrasing is going to come around again, and it's not going to line up perfectly with everything, and it is interesting to your ear. So imagine Andy playing guitar over this. Whoa, a lot of icons floating by. Toroid Labs will unsettle you. not that great, Steve. It's just Andy and me providing a bed to lay in. All right. Let's see. Let's see how many layers we can get going here. This is similar to the waterfall thing we did the other day. Where we have a series of patterns all sort of making this sort of downward motion at different rates, at different lengths. I'm basically just walking down Dorian, doing root, the 7, the 6, the 5. And I've got all these instruments that are kind of doing that at different rates and at different pattern lengths. So they're all sort of merging together like a big quilt. That's why we call it a bed. Yeah, with birds. It's like a nature scene. Does he ever do polymeters? Are you talking he being me or he being someone in the chat? Large father. I will lay different he being you. Okay. So I will do patterns that phase, and I'll do basic things like 3/2, like here. Let's find a synth. All the synths are in use. Well, Poly 6 is not, but that's not set up to pluck right now. Hold on. So this is one of the synths that I'm adding. It's really not set up. This is a third wave. So I'll do, 3/2. I don't know if that's what you mean by polymeter. So Large Father, you're relatively new. I do things that are made up of layers of monophonic lines for the most part. So I could have one line doing something, 7 notes equally spread over 2 bars, and then something else that's 6 over 2 bars, but very rarely. If that's what you mean by polymeter, I don't know. You know more music theory. He went to a cool college and had a synthesizer teacher. In a previous stream, he said, yes, my synth teacher said blah. And I'm just like, you had a synth teacher? That's pretty cool. What kind of college did you go to? Oh gosh, it's 5:30. All right, I'm going to pull this drone down. I'm going to quickly demo the synth sounds so because people are interested in that, like what synths are making what sounds. We'll do that, a quick walk through there, and then I got to get going because I got to go let vampires take blood out of me. Let's see. try and end gracefully for Andy's sake. There we go. All right. So, Thems is polyrhythm, polymeters is different. That's fine. You could teach me in the comments, large father. Or make a video, right? All right. So what do we got here? A lot of drones today. Okay. The way we're split today is we have 3 virtual instruments and 6 hardware instruments. Sorry, 4 virtual instruments and 6 hardware instruments. I'm trying to up my track count to give myself some more things to play with. So I added 3 more hardware synths today. We'll get to those in a second. But this is Omnisphere doing various pad duty. And then we've got, like I said, I change some of the instruments each time or every other time I get together to stream. So the overall timbre will change over the course of January, but right, that's just a horn pluck. That is also out of Omnisphere. I don't linger on the VSTs because you could just go grab them. This is the lead. This was the birds. Like it was doing this kind of stuff. Right? That was the accentuated sort of behavior. I love that stuff. I think it's because I watched Peter and the Wolf so many times as a kid. Right? And Peter and the Wolf has all the instruments that are pretending to be the animals. You know? Stop. All right. And then we have the bass. That hasn't changed at all. You do the same thing. Right? Just finger and fret noises. That might be interesting underneath the drone. So, and then the Op6 isn't doing Plex today. So this is hardware at this point. So this is a Korg Op6. Which is just a fantastic synth. Go ahead, Anna and or Craig, you may ask. Get it out of the system. I'm not going to answer. It would be better if you just said where that video is available instead of asking. Anyway, that's an Op6 doing this sort of lead pad, sort of a lot of motion. So Wabbit, a roommate of mine, did an art piece where the performers played the music to Peter and the Wolf live on stage, and he had a giant canvas, and he painted this sort of scene as it was happening. All right. And so, yeah, you can watch Peter and the Wolf, or at least, see it performed. Anyway, so that's an Op6 doing. Op6 is a fantastic synth. And there's like, Korg came out with the Mark II editions of the Raspberry Pi synth, so the Op6, the ModWave, the Wave State, which drove the price down on the Mark I versions. And the only difference is voice count for the most part, I think. But the Mark I's have plenty of voices. They just like went excessive on the Mark II and gave you way more than you you really got to get in there and do a lot of layering and then play big, thick chords to consume all those voices. The Mark Ones are cheap, right? And you can get them in a rack mount. Go get one. They're awesome. Not sponsored. Not a shill. Oh God, I don't want to go there. Anyway, so we're in the Op6 there. The other thing we were playing is the wave state. So we were doing we were droning today. People were just popping in. There were no rabbits in Peter and the Wolf, therefore Crazy Wabbit disliked it. That's fine. Hey, Quattro Bagina. So this is the wave state. This is another Korg Raspberry Pi based synth. Really nice. This is a fun technique. You take an LFO, that sort of, and then it slows down. From a sound design perspective, the way you do that is you take an LFO that's relatively fast and you attach it to something like the filter frequency or something, wave state, the wavetable scan position. And then you apply an envelope that starts high and goes low, and you apply that envelope to the rate of the LFO. So the LFO basically starts fast and then slowly slows down over time, and that you get this sound of something going and then slowing down. It's a basic sound design technique, and it's fun. Always sounds good. Or you could do the reverse, have it speed up. All right, so that's the wave state. And then we've got the third sort of Raspberry Pi synth that I own. This is the Mod Wave, doing a really sort of clean, not a lot of modulation pad. It's a little straight. Right? We can reach over and touch the track XY pad, which I don't have a camera pointed at. Right? That's that physics modulation engine that's in the wave state, which is a really convenient thing if you're doing performance, and you could just reach over and just start it going, and it just does its thing, and then slowly sort of inertia, friction sort of slows it down. It's a really great way to get a really long, drawn-out modulation that's human triggered. Holy cow. Colors. Barn Red Pine. Hey there. So you're the second person to ever join the YouTube membership. The only thing it gets you is access to the Discord server. And Anna, you're redundant now. You're paying double paying. You don't need to do that. You could cancel your Patreon if you want to stay in YouTube. That way. That's fine. Andy did it too. You guys are so silly. Stop that. Anyway, so those are sort of the stock ones we've been doing. Now, I've added 3 more hardware synths this morning, and they're not set up very well. I'm going to reach across, and I still need to set them up. But I've added the Summit. The Novation Summit is back in. Doing this kind of bell thing. Now, one thing I like to do with my hardware synths is set up patch control device in Ableton. So I open up Max for Live, create a MIDI device that sends bank and patch program changes over MIDI to the synth, so I can actually dial in new sounds, like go through the sound selection on the push or with a control surface. The thing is, every synth's implementation of how they do patch and bank changes is different. So I have to make a custom one for every piece of hardware I have, which is fine. It's not hard. But it's been a while since I've used them, and the version of Max in Ableton has changed for the better. But I need to go through and like debug them and make sure they're still working. Because I put them out on the website, people can just use them. So if you have a piece of hardware that I have, and you use Ableton, and you want to have a dial you can use to turn to change patches and banks, and you don't feel like figuring out how to do that mapping yourself, you can grab the Max for Live device from my website and just download it and use it. No warranties though. So. Yeah, Steve, I did. I'm experimenting with linking the Discord. Linking the Discord in. So if you join on the channel, if you join the YouTube membership, it's $1 a month, of which YouTube takes a big chunk of. But whatever, we're not in it for the money. You'll get access to Discord, to the server. In theory, I'm still working out the kinks. So if you can't find the link, just shoot me a comment or something. Hey, Jason. Thanks for popping in. I have to go do work and medical stuff too, so. Anyway, so I'm adding some hardware. So this is the Novation Summit, a very, very nice synth. So I didn't make much use of it today, but we've also got everybody sing Tom Sawyer. Okay, Audrey, this is as low as I can go. This is a good demonstration of why you can go too low. So what is this? That's a D0. And that's the lowest note I like to play because it's so low, the frequency is so low, you can almost hear the clicking of the waveform. Better an octave up. This is a Nord Wave 2. Off to make coffee. See you, Wabbit. Trying to catch up on the chat here. Biscuit, what synthesis? It's the Nordwave 2, which is the sort of big brother with sampling to the lead A1. All right. And then lastly, I added a so there is a third wave, groove synthesis third wave behind my right shoulder. And I hadn't gone through and selected any patches. So let's just do a little preset walking. That's very PPG. Let's drop it an octave. How many layers is that? So this is 2 of the available 4 layers on the third wave. Oh, I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna remember that sound. I like multi-timbral synths, so if a synth can play more than one sound at a time, it makes me happy because from a sound design perspective, I can start layering things. That sounds good. It's a little overwhelming. Like, I don't think we could drone with that. Like Andy and I, like a collaboration, and I kicked that in. It's overwhelming. So I'd have to really pull it back, like bring it in, kind of like that. Just keep a real tight rein on its level. Because if he's playing guitar and I go, it's super disruptive. Sounds good though. Does any of you have the Behringer Wave, the PPG clone? I don't know anyone who has one yet, but it's supposed to be, I mean, if it's a PPG clone, it should sound a lot like this. I don't know if it's got built-in effects, though. You may have to apply them outside, you know, in the box or use pedals or something. Here, let's do a really, so this pad is so thick, doing like a thick chord is not good. Like, so if we were to go, that's all right. We do it like a sus2. I don't know theory very well. I think this is a sus4. Well, that's a sus4. But if I were to the third and the fourth, it's okay. It kind of works. Let's bring it up an octave. It's kind of like an organ tone in there. Oh, there's a really nice shimmer on the top end. Ooh, too much. I like that. Anyway, so I've added 3 synths, the Summit, the Wave 2, and the third wave. So those will be here for the rest of the month, and we'll start doing stuff with them. Let's see. 5:53. I'm going to start winding it down. Let's see. I'm quickly scanning for questions. Anybody new pop in? All right. I think I'm all caught up. I don't see anything. Wow, that's loud. Sorry. Let's see. All right, cool. No frequency space for guitar. Yeah, that's the thing. Like it would just bury. Right. So anyway, so it's there. We'll move through and find some other stuff. And that's it for today. So let me start the birds again because that's fun. All right, this is what we were droning on earlier. We check for last few messages, and then I need to get a move on. The third wave sounds like an evil political movement. Yeah, it's the 5th column, I think. Question and emotion, should I get Omnisphere? I think so, yes. Do you have to? No. There are many, many free synths that can do like awesome, very broad range sort of sounds, especially, and some of them in that Omnisphere space. The reason I would get Omnisphere is because Omnisphere provides you with a sound library, like a preset library that is so large and so diverse. And it's, for the large part, designed by Eric Persing or people trained by Eric Persing, who is just the high lord of sound design for me personally. Like there are, it's expensive. Omnisphere's, I think it's $500, but I think there's like a rent to own sort of thing from one of those online synth VST aggregators. There's no demo, right? They know what they have, right? So they're like, no, there's no demo version. You just buy it. It's a great tool. everyone I know who has bought it in the last 10 years, because it's not new, it's old, they keep revving it. It's not like it's sitting there. It's constantly being updated, and they've got new sounds in development, things like that. The library is very large. So I think it's a great tool, but like the Push, Omnisphere is a luxury synth. You get it because you've got the liquid assets available. Like if you're a starving artist, I don't recommend getting Omnisphere. I recommend getting, what is it? What's the wavetable synth that replaced Serum? It's like Serum's good, but there's the new one on the block that's got a subscription model that everyone loves. Vital, yeah, go with Vital, right? Or pick up Pigments. Pigments is not cheap, but it's also very powerful and easy to program. Like go that route. But if you've got the funds available, and or someone gifted you some Christmas money or something like that, and buying Omnisphere is certainly an option. I really like it. I think it is an excellent right out of the box synth. So sorry, Anna, that's not a very good, very clear sort of a sense of advice. Yeah, Large Father. Vital is free. Yeah, exactly. I love the Hydrosynth. I've got one sitting right over there. It's got a dust cover on it. I need to do something with it one of these days. It simply doesn't fit in my current studio rig. I need to reconfigure, and I'm just like, ugh. I gotta find space for it. Phase Plan is also fun. Bioscape. I don't know that one, chat. Drop a comment somewhere with a link to that. I'll just Google it. That's fine. I don't know Bioscape. I'll look at it. Lunaris 2. So I don't collect many, some people are like, the landscape of VSTs is huge, right? And some people have them all. It's like Pokemon, right? I only have a handful of VSTs. So that's great. Thanks. Okay, good, Anna. I hope that was useful. We can have further discussion, in the channels, right? So many synths, not enough time. Very true, Steve. Desert Island synths. Yeah, what do you guys think? What are if you could, so I think what you're asking, Large Father, is if you could only have one synth, what would it be? I'm going to pick two, one in hardware and one in software. If I could only have one in software, it would be Omnisphere. And if I could only have one synth in hardware, I think it would be the Op6, believe it or not. I don't have a multi-poly. I do want to get my hands on one of those. But as far as the ability to cover a large surface area, I think the Op6 might be one of the largest available hardware synths. And I know that may be an unpopular opinion, because it's not easy to program, but it is very, very flexible. I don't know. Ask me again in a year. All this stuff changes. And know who wants to anything. So hedonic fatigue is a real thing. So it doesn't matter how good something feels. If you do it over and over again, it stops feeling good, right? So the concept of a desert island synth is actually a curse, because no matter what synth you pick in, a certain amount of time of just regular use, you will cover its full surface area. It will become boring. You'll learn to hate it. That's just the way hedonic fatigue works, right? Our brains are wired so that our nervous system is relative. This feels good. I'll keep doing this. And then after about an hour, it's like, that's really annoying. Stop doing that. And then a day later, it's like, that's driving me insane. Stop it, right? So the desert island synth thing is an entertaining question, but anything you pick is only good for a month or so, right? Can I take my modular? There you go, Anna. Oh, Astral. I'll look at that one, Davy. Dune 3 is very popular. I've never used a UE synth. Is Dune from UE? Urs Heckman? except Zebralet. I love Zebralet. And then I like Zebralet 3, actually. The new one I'm excited about. Yeah, we seek novelty. Large Father. Yep, that's basically what I'm saying. Solar powered. All right, it's 6:01. I'm going to shut her down. It was really nice talking to you guys today. I have to go get vamped. They're going to take a unit of blood out of me because I have too much iron. You can scroll back. I explained it at the beginning. Synapse made Dune. UE is Diva. Yeah, okay. All right, so I got it wrong. So I've never used any Synapse synths either. I know they're super popular. There was a discussion in the Discord the other day. Large Father, good night. Oh, and I hear my wife's alarm going off. So I got to get going. Everyone, have a great day. I will see you again tomorrow. And I guess this Saturday, Andy and I are going to jam Taba again. So if you want to hear us jam together, show up at 5 on Saturday. It'll be fun. All right. All right. I'm going to shut it down. I'll talk to you guys later. Find the right window. See ya.